Okay. So thanks, Guillaume. Morning, everybody. So we will just do some slides, 6 slides. It will be a very short presentation, and after we will run a demonstration. So I will speak about Talend, just to give you an overview. So Talend is a worldwide deploy. We have different office. We have one download of our Talend Open Studio GPL product per minute, and we have 1,500 customers. In this slide, some selected customers. So we have a customer in finance, service, manufacturing, in all the area, and in a lot of countries. About our product, so we have product in data quality to profile your data, to detect defect inside your data and to clean your data. We have a product for integration, so for data integration, like analytics market for ETL, extract, transform, loading, to load your data warehouse, to replicate in your data mart, for example, for business intelligence. And also for operational data integration. If you have some databases, you want to make some synchronization, so you can use our product to do that. And 2 weeks ago, we acquired Sopera, an ESB SOA company. So now we have some product around the enterprise service bus. And the last market is master data management, to manage all your master data, like your product, your contract, your customer, in a central repository. So, Charles.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm pleased to be here to participate to this joint session with Talend, which is definitely one of our major technological partners. So, just give you a few words of what is BoniaSoft and what we are providing as an open source product. So, first of all, BoniaSoft is a quite young company which was founded last year in 2008 by 2 other guys and me, Miguel Valdez-Farroa, Rodrigo Logal, which is there on the booth if you want to meet him, and myself. And we are providing a full open source BPM solution. So you can download it for free and use it for free for sure. And we are already based in many different continents. And the last 3 offices are San Francisco, Boston, and Beijing. In terms of adoption, we just reached the 500,000 millions of download last quarter, so this is quite good news for us, and we have more than 2,000 contributors. This is just a quick chart to show you what happens to BoniaSoft during the last 10 years, because BoniaSoft was founded last year, but this is a continuation of a technological project funded by our CEO Miguel Valdez-Farroa in area in 2001, and we just decided to give new power to this technical project by creating a company last year. And as you can see, we just had a new trend during the last year and this year. In terms of product, we are providing what we call Bonita Open Solution, which is a full BPM open source solution divided in 3 main components. The first one is called the Studio, which is an Eclipse-based application in which one you can achieve 2 different goals. The first one is to model your processes, and the second one is to model applications dedicated to this process, meaning we are creating for you a dedicated application for all your processes. The second component is a historical one, which was created in 2001, which is the execution engine. This is a Java library in charge of executing processes. And the last component is a Bonita user experience, split in 2 different components. The first one is a generated application, and the second one is a generic portal to manage your processes in a central user interface. This one we are going to use in the demo. So right now we are going to show you how we can integrate Talend with Bonita. in a quick demo, and Cedric is going to create a job to pull data from a purchase order on his hard disk, and then he needs a process to do a kind of approval. So here we are going to use Bonita Open Solution, and then I'm going to call back Talend with another job to change the data of the purchase order based on the approval in the process.
So let's go with a demo. On my file system, I have a folder with some purchase order, and the purchase order is an XML file that contains an ID, a customer ID, an amount of the purchase order, and a purchase order date. So all this data should be loaded in an ERP, for example. So to do that, I will use Talend Studio and the metadata manager to create metadata. So firstly, I will create my purchase order metadata. I will use the XML file. I will say I want to make a loop on purchase order node, and I want, for example, take all the value on my XML file. I will just do a preview. So you can see on the right the XML structure, and on the left now the preview, the data inside a table. All the data will have some types, some lengths, some precision, a description of the metadata. So I can use it now, just drag and drop on a job, and after I will use a tmap. And in fact, in this purchase order, I have a customer ID. I will use another data sources to make a lookup, to enrich data, to have something like the first name, the last name, the postal code of this customer. So I have got here a table with a lot of customers, and for example, the customer 3 will be Kavlin Cleverland. So I will make a lookup to retrieve data from this database. So I will declare a DB connection, call, for example, OW2 ERP. It's based on MySQL. I will put some setup information. It's in localhost and the database called demo. Okay. And I will now retrieve tables. So I will retrieve the table to make my lookup. It's a customer table. I will also retrieve another table called purchase order. It's the target table. I want to put my purchase order inside this target table, and I want to have the full name of the customer. I want to have the reception date, some other information that are not included in the initial purchase order. So I will retrieve these two tables. Okay, and now I will use it. So my lookup table, I drag and drop it, and my target table. I will link all these components together. So I read my purchase order, I go to my tmap, I read my customer database, and I read, and I go inside my target. So it's write PO. And we will wait an approval after, thanks BoniaSoft product. So in my mapping, I will use automap features that will automatically link all the columns with the same name. For example, you can see this column is not linked because it's full name. So full name, it's first name plus last name. And I will make a space between these two columns and, for example, an uppercase to just have in a capitalized letter the last name. I just need to make my lookup, so the customer ID from my purchase order should be the same as my lookup database. And I need a reception date, so I will use, for example, getDate built-in function to automatically put the date. Okay, and I have a field called approval. I will not put some information inside. I will wait a business user will have a form to validate or not the purchase order. So I will now run this job. I will run with a trace mode to see the data. Okay, so you can see I read the data inside my purchase order, and I make a lookup, and I can write inside my database, my target database, some information from my purchase order and some information from my customer database with a correct lookup. I will just now add something because, in fact, I have a lot of purchase order will be dropped inside this directory. So I will use a tFileList component to iterate for each purchase order contains in the folder. So I will set up the folder I want to watch. So the folder is called PO_in, and just go to built-in to use